Let me tell you a story about a mother who was losing her mind over a high school prom. She was a successful author, a motivational speaker, a woman who had helped millions of people change their lives. But in that moment, standing in her kitchen, she was just a typical mom, micromanaging every single detail of her son's big night. She was worried about his shoes. She was worried about the rain. She was worried about the dinner reservations. She was worried about the corsage. She was worried about everything. And then, her daughter grabbed her arm and said something that would change her life forever. She said, "Mom, let them. Let him ruin his tennis shoes. Let them go out in the rain. Let them dance all night in their tuxedos. Let her ruin her dress. Let her not have a corsage. Mom, it's their prom, not yours. Let them do what they want." In that moment, Mel Robbins realized something profound. She had been wasting her precious energy trying to control things that were never hers to control. She had been making herself miserable, and she had been making everyone around her miserable, all because she couldn't let go. That moment of clarity became the foundation for one of the most powerful and talked about books of our time. That book is the Let Them Theory, and it has sold over 7 million copies, topped the New York Times bestseller list, and become a global phenomenon. And it all started with 2 simple words. Mel Robbins is no stranger to struggle. She is a former criminal defense attorney, a CNN legal analyst, and a woman who has been open about her own battles with crippling anxiety, undiagnosed ADHD, and financial ruin. She knows what it feels like to be overwhelmed. She knows what it feels like to be out of control. And she has spent her career developing practical, science-backed tools to help people take back their power. Her first book, The 5-Second Rule, was a global bestseller that taught people how to stop procrastinating and start taking action. But the Let Them Theory is different. It is not about what you do. It is about what you stop doing. It is about the relentless, exhausting, and ultimately futile need to control other people. It is about the freedom that comes when you finally, truly let go. Here is the problem that Mel Robbins identifies. We are all walking around with a deep, unconscious belief that we can control other people. We believe that if we just say the right thing, or apply the right pressure, or worry enough, we can make people behave the way we want them to behave. We try to control our partners, our children, our colleagues, our friends. We try to control what people think of us. We try to control how people feel about us. We try to control every single variable in our lives, and it is making us miserable. It is draining our energy. It is fueling our anxiety. It is destroying our relationships. And it doesn't even work. People are going to do what they want to do. They are going to think what they want to think. They are going to feel what they want to feel. No amount of your worry, your pressure, or your manipulation is going to change that. The only thing you can control is your response. And that is the liberating, life-changing insight at the heart of this book. Mel Robbins calls this the Let Them Theory. And it has 2 simple parts. The first part is let them. Let them be who they are. Let them make their own choices. Let them have their own opinions. Let them feel their own feelings. Even when it is frustrating, even when it is disappointing, even when it is annoying. When you say, let them, you are not giving up. You are not being passive. You are not letting people walk all over you. What you are doing is recognizing a fundamental truth. You cannot control another human being. And the moment you stop trying, you free up a massive amount of energy. You stop wasting your time on things you cannot change, and you start focusing on the one thing you can change: yourself. It is about drawing a boundary between yourself and somebody else's mood, somebody else's happiness, somebody else's choices. The second part of the theory is let me. This is where the real power comes in. When you say let me, you take responsibility for your own life. You remind yourself that you are in control of your own thoughts, your own actions, your own responses. You ask yourself, what can I do right now to take care of myself? What can I do to protect my peace? What can I do to move forward? This is the corollary to let them. It is the action step. It is the thing that prevents the theory from becoming passive or lonely. It is the thing that keeps you from feeling like a doormat. When you let them be who they are, you also let yourself be who you are. You let yourself have boundaries. You let yourself have standards. You let yourself walk away from relationships that are no longer serving you. You let yourself focus on your own goals, your own growth, your own happiness. You take your power back. Mel Robbins discovered that this simple shift in perspective has the power to transform every area of your life. It can transform your relationships. Think about it. How many of your arguments are about trying to change the other person? How many of your frustrations are about the other person not being who you want them to be? When you let them be who they are, you stop fighting a losing battle. You stop trying to force a square peg into a round hole. You start seeing people as they really are, and you start making decisions based on reality, not on wishful thinking. You realize that some people are not meant to be in your life forever, and that is okay. It is beautiful, even. People grow. People change. And sometimes they grow apart. That doesn't have to be a tragedy. It can be a natural, healthy evolution. This theory can also transform your professional life. How many of us are constantly stressed out by our colleagues, our bosses, our clients? We are worried about what they think of us. We are frustrated by their decisions. We are trying to manage their perceptions. But the truth is, you cannot control what your boss thinks of you. You cannot control what your clients do. You can only control the quality of your own work. You can only control your own attitude. So let them think what they want. Let them make their own decisions. And then let yourself focus on being the best you can be. This is the secret to reducing workplace stress and finding a new level of professional freedom. This theory can even transform your relationship with yourself. So much of our anxiety is driven by what we imagine other people are thinking about us. We are constantly performing. We are constantly seeking validation. We are constantly trying to manage our image. But when you let them think whatever they want, you are freed from that exhausting performance. You can just be yourself. You can focus on what truly matters to you. You can live your life on your own terms. As Mel Robbins says, the message is that no matter what's going on outside of you, the power is always inside of you. That is the ultimate freedom. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds like you are just giving up. This sounds like you are letting people get away with bad behavior. But that is a misunderstanding of the theory. Letting them is not about being a pushover. It is about choosing your battles wisely. You can let someone be who they are, and you can also decide that you don't want that person in your life anymore. You can let someone have their opinion, and you can also decide that their opinion doesn't matter to you. You can let someone make a mistake, And you can also decide not to clean up their mess. The theory is not about passivity. It is about power. It is about knowing what you can control and what you cannot control, and investing your energy only in the things you can control. It is about being the calm in the center of the storm instead of being tossed around by the waves of other people's drama. This is why the book has resonated with so many people. In a world that feels increasingly out of control, where the news is chaotic, the economy is uncertain, and social media is a constant source of comparison and anxiety, people are desperately looking for a way to find some peace. Mel Robbins offers a simple, actionable tool. 2 words: let them, let me. It is a tool that you can use in a nanosecond. The moment you feel that spike of anxiety, that flash of anger, that wave of frustration, you can just say to yourself, let them. And in that moment, you take your power back. You stop reacting and you start responding. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and you start being the architect of your own life. The book has sold over 3 million copies in just 3 months. It has been translated into dozens of languages. It has been shared millions of times on TikTok. People are getting tattoos of the words, let them. This is not just a book. It is a movement. It is a wake-up call. It is a permission slip to stop carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. So, I ask you, what are you trying to control right now that is not yours to control? What relationship is draining your energy because you are trying to change the other person? What situation is causing you anxiety because you are worried about what someone else will think or do? What are you holding on to that you need to let go of? It is time to stop fighting a losing battle. It is time to stop exhausting yourself trying to manage other people. It is time to let them. Let them be who they are. Let them think what they think. Let them do what they do. And then let yourself. Let yourself be free. Let yourself focus on your own life. Let yourself take responsibility for your own happiness. No one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. And the first step to saving yourself is letting go of the things you cannot control. The first step is saying those 2 simple, powerful, life-changing words. Let them. Let me.